Croatia, what up, brother? How you been? My man, smash that thumbs up, Croatia. There you go. Nate, smash that thumbs up. Big Nate. Hey Nate, I was talking about you today to my buddy. John Gotti, what's up? I was talking about you today too. All three of you guys, I actually talked about you guys. So if your ears were ringing, it was me talking about you. Like somebody was we were talking about a whole bunch of stuff and it was just crazy. We were talking about OG Shadow, JD from Prison Break Raw. That guy's gone, huh? Did you hear that JD got out? Chacaron, what's up? Yup, yup. Fantasma, my boy, what up? Just hit that like. Hell yeah, hit that like, man. Yes, did you guys see the video on Patreon that I put up? It has a lot to do with tonight. I put a little video on Patreon explaining a little bit. What happened to JD? Gone, dude. Gone. Gone. Did you ever watch that show, Nate? JD Prison Break Raw? It was a good show, man. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. Gone. What's up, Tony Soprano? Hey John, you know what? In Croatia, I haven't got in touch with you guys, man, because I've been working a lot. I've been doing a lot of shit. Yeah, I think her boyfriend did it. The one from you're talking about the one from up north somewhere, right? Yeah, her boyfriend did it. JD just went off the air, man. Nick destroyed him. What was with his inconsistencies? Yup. Yup. Well, we're gonna get into this one right now, Croatia. We're gonna talk about Zacatecas right now. No, look at. I'm gonna tell you something about JD before we go any further. All right. If you guys want to hear it, it's up to you guys. Let me know if you want to hear it. Oh no. Sure. You said sure. I want to hear it. Mr. My back hurts. What's up? If you want to hear what happened to JD. Yes, sir, Rick Jacobs. All right. Have you guys ever noticed that on YouTube, everyone says things about other people, or people make comments about someone, and everyone gets all upset? The other YouTuber gets upset, or the other YouTuber goes on a rant about him and says things about him. If you guys ever notice, it's not about how many subscribers you have or how many people watch your show. Most YouTubers, when they get attacked, they attack right back right away. If you guys notice anything about me or my channel, I usually always have something to say about someone. You know? And to tell you the truth, I don't know if you guys ever notice, but no one's ever said anything bad about me. I think the only guy who ever had anything to say about me was OG Shadow, and that was it. Um, to tell you the truth about JD is this: he was a gang member. Nah, no one ever gets back at Black. They know better. Great. Um, you notice that, Fatty Love? I could say whatever the fuck I want about someone. You know, in my videos, if you guys ever notice, I gave opinions about Savage, about Shadow, about JD, about Casquillo, um, Crazy Nick, everybody. But nobody will have shit to say about me, and they know better. You know what I mean? Just at the end, remember this: when push comes to shove, my people shove harder. You know, you're a raw. What's a raw? Then they start backpedaling when they do. Yeah, yeah, that's right, Chacaron. So I'm gonna give you guys the real truth about JD. JD is a Southern Hispanic gang member from a neighborhood that no longer exists. His neighborhood was an old gang. It was an original gang from LA County, and had been around for almost 3 generations. The problem with JD's neighborhood is that a lot of them got put in jail. Mostly the whole neighborhood did. And thank you, Fatty Love. Um, you know, people like JD being prominent members of the gang moved over to places like Oklahoma or Arkansas or whatever as soon as they paroled or got out of jail. Um, you got to know something about JD. The only connection that I know, nah, he's not a 2-5er. Um, because Savage wouldn't have got at him the way he did because he's not allowed to. Um, to tell you guys the truth, JD's what we call a legal beagle, or a really smart person. In the system, he was used for that, you know? You know, and to tell you the truth, you know, me and JD, the only real connection we have is with a guy named Jeremy Bowles. Now, Jeremy Bowles was with me in special handling. He was known as G from Tarzana or G from LA. Um, a lot of people don't like him because they say he's a liar, but he's not a liar. The thing is that he did a couple murders, and then um, he was in jail for something else, and they couldn't convict him on it, you know, and he wasn't going to tell on himself either, you know what I mean? And Jeremy Bowles was a real dude. But at the end, he was smart enough to plead out for a small sentence, and, you know, he was willing to cooperate, I'll tell you that much, you know? Yeah. You know, so, you know, I'm going to tell you guys something. There's a show out there called Crazy Stories. And a lot of you guys don't understand is that you guys think that Nick from Crazy Stories is a crazy guy, and that, you know, he's not, because he's not your usual YouTuber, you know? You know? Neil Lazad's real. My cousin was in jail with Neil Lazad. Neil Lazad doesn't say nothing about me either. Neil Lazad's a real Southsider, a real homie. He ain't no joke. He puts it down. He's a real dude. He ain't a punk. He ain't a lame. He ain't none of that stuff. Neil Lazad's real. You know, my shout outs to Neil Lazad's show. If you guys ain't ever watched that show, Neil Lazad, you know, he's a real dude. You know, but that's the truth about JD from Prison Break Raw. You know what I mean? That's the real truth. You know what I mean? You know, that's why Nick never fucked with OG Shadow or none of those dudes. You know, you think he's gay? I'm gonna tell you guys something about JD. A lot of people do think he's gay. Um, my personal opinion about him is, you know, I think that when he gets high, or when he was high, he dabbled into homosexuality. He looks that type, and that's kind of messed up to say, because people say that's stereotyping. Well, fuck it, if the shoe fits, you know. If you're a duck and you walk like a duck and you talk like a duck, you're a duck. And you know, most people that I know that seen JD's show and who did time can tell that JD, You know, they were like, he's kind of funny bunny, you know, kind of weird like that. Because I usually do my homework before I open my mouth about someone, you know. And when I talk to my people about JD, they're like, yeah, he's real. Yeah, he's a real dude. Oh, you still haven't slept to crazy stories? Well, it's up to you, brother. I'm not saying to do it, but I'm just saying it's a good show, man. He does point out a lot of inconsistencies in people's shows. You know? Did anybody see that Patreon video? Fantasma, did you see the Patreon video? Did you see that Patreon video I made today? I put out there? Yep. Did you like it, not JLS? It kind of explains everything that's happening in Zacatecas and everything. You notice that? You know what, Nate? His official channel, from what I remember, he was making like 500, 600 bucks every 4 or 5 days. Yes, sir. That's exactly fucking 100% Croatia. Just remember that. Before I step on anybody's toes or I stick my dick up anybody's ass, I always try to find out who they are, you know? Yeah. You liked it, Drip Jacobs? That's a good video, huh? Oh, yeah, it's a good video. I haven't seen it, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And shout outs to Chacaron, shout outs to Fantasma, and everybody who donates to the show. I haven't looked at my emails, Tony. I have not looked at my emails. I have not looked at my emails. And it's crazy, right? Is it I oh shit. I kind of reached out to JD one time, right? And I let JD I talked to JD, right? And well, I didn't talk to JD. I'm sorry, I'm lying to you guys. What happened was that I emailed him because I had some questions to ask him, and then I left a comment on his show, and he commented back, and on one of his videos he said, you know, it's hilarious. He said how small the world is. He's like, me and OG Black know the same person. Now that person he was talking about was Jeremy Bowles, because I had been in the special handling unit with Jeremy Bowles, and so had JD known about him when he was with him in prison. But after that, um, I didn't talk to JD no more or anything, and I didn't have anything to say about the guy anymore. Nah, that dude's not gay. Nah, he's got I'll clarify this for you guys, even though I shouldn't even. He's not gay. Shadow has, I believe he has 2 or 3 kids. Um, he has a wife. Um, that dude is not gay. He's far from gay. I'll tell you that much. My boy Shadow is not gay. Yep. Okay, there's a basic one from Pancho Villa. Um, Here, I'll give you the truth about who's winning the war. If you want to talk about land territory, then you're talking about Jalisco Nueva Generación. If you're talking about anybody who has important plazas, now you're talking about you know a infinite mixture of cartels. Sinaloa, uh, El Cartel de Noreste, as much as Fantasma hates them, and he's probably willing to admit right now, they do a lot of drug movement. They do a they doing they do a lot of boil crossing, a lot of illegal immigrant crossing, and they make a lot of money. People think that El Cartel de Noreste, bread and butter is drugs. You're very mistaken. The Cartel de Noreste, so you guys like to know, their bread and butter is human trafficking. You know, there you go. Fantasma just said it. I don't like them for human trafficking and extortion. Now, they've been able to get away from the federal government, and Fantasma will probably agree with me on this one, because as bad as it sounds, human trafficking doesn't get the attention that drug dealing does. Yeah, there you go, Nate. That's right, Nate. Nate's a hater. I hate that you hate. Okay, why does the Haitian immigrants went through Texas, and because Croatia in Tijuana, through the California side, through the San Diego side, that's where the U.S. government originally left them there. You know, and the border patrol agents and all them know them already, so it's harder to get over through Texas border and all that. The polleros and Cartel de Noreste don't really care, and that's the honest truth, Croatia. In Tijuana, um, Dariano Felix pride themselves on trafficking people, uh, and making sure that when they traffic someone, or the people pay the money to cross over, because Croatia, you got to understand something. I have family that still works trafficking people, and I'll tell you like this much: my family, my friends take a lot of pride in making sure that you make it over here safely and without any anxiety or more stress than life has to be. You know what I mean? Well, they tried out already. Yeah. Croatia, like I've told you before, when I talked to my people, they said the best way to do it is go to Canada and come through like the Minnesota border or whatever, you know. Here, Croatia, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna give you a little advice. Someone told me for you that I've never really told you, and I'm gonna do it on this live because I can't get in trouble for it anyways, and neither can you. They told me the best way for you to do it is um, for you to go to Canada and live in Canada for about 6 months to a year, and then make your way through the U.S. He said in those 6 months you'll find out how the cha-cha works, and you'll get over here like nothing, like nothing. He said the Canadians are real cool, real cool. He said the Canucks. Yep. You know, Pro, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Okay, having Mexican paperwork is not hard. Um, I'll give you an example. My uncle, right? When he was arrested here in the U.S., he had two IDs. He had his real name, that he was born. His, like I like to tell people, like, okay, here I'll give you a good example. When I met somebody from P9 once, right? He asked me. He said, "What is your Christian name?" Now, wow, what's your Christian name? That means what name did your mom and dad give you before anything? I don't care if your name is Croatia, Spooky, Fantasma, JLS, La Liz, Nigga Nate, all that shit. We want to know what your Christian name was, okay? Now, having papers in Mexico is easy. You just find someone who's willing to sell them to you, because they'll never cross the border. They're never coming over here. They're staying in Mexico. You're blaming it on Shadow. There you go. Nigga Nate, what? Yup. So so that's what happens. Like look at if you guys saw my video that I have on Patreon, you know, you guys probably know what the war in Zacatecas is out. What about fake American papers? Now, fake American papers are a little harder, but you can still have fake American papers, and I'm going to tell you how. And I learned this on my own. Okay, if you go to a DMV or anything and you ask for a replacement on your ID, they're going to give you a paper and they're going to tell you to fill it out. Now you're going to fill it out with whatever name or whatever that you know. Okay, you're going to give it to them, and what's going to happen is they're going to tell you they're going to want to take a picture and a thumbprint. The problem with your thumbprint is that your thumbprint is different from anyone else's. But this is what you're going to do. Your hands are going to be so messed up. You're going to scrape them. You're going to do all sorts of stuff like you're working construction, where you can see the black of your hands, kind of like OG Shitstein's hands. Kind of like OG Shitstein's hands. So when you try to do the thumbprint on the computer, because they're going to tell you, they're going to put a little, like, it's like a little iPad, and they're going to tell you to press on your thumb on there. When you're going to do it, he's going to look at you, and he's going to look at the thumb, and he's going to look at you, and then look at the thumb, and look at his computer. It's because the picture doesn't match, and the thumb doesn't show. But it doesn't mean. But remember, you got to find someone that looks a lot like you. Girls, it's easy for them to get fake IDs, and I'm not talking about fake. I'm talking about real ones made from the DMV with another picture. People lose weight, people get operations, so they want to thumb verify you. But it's not going to happen because your thumb looks like shit. Your fingers are all damaged, and everything. Yeah, or you can marry an American woman. There you go. Good luck on that one. Like, look, a lot of people don't understand that. People here in the U.S. don't think that Chapo had ever visited the U.S., that he was always hiding. Dude, I'll tell you this much. There's stories out here of Chapo being in California, him being in Texas. I even heard a story that Chapo used to like to visit New Hampshire. How you like that one? Yep. Don't forget, guys, my PayPal, my Patreon is open. So is my Cash App. Don't forget that, man. Chapo was in Disneyland. You know what? Tony Soprano, you beat me to the punch, And that's 100% true. That's 100% true. You know that they're so mad because there's actual pictures of him at Disneyland? That's what's the crazy part. Yep. I know somebody who was not related to them, but Chapo helped them out financially with their brother. Their brother was known as a manager here in Southern California. I knew him. I never messed with them really. I just knew their family. And yeah, it was real deal with Chapo though, man. And people know that everywhere. Yep. With Jeff Spicoli? Yeah, probably did, man. Probably had a good time with them, huh? Yeah. Stupid YouTube. Yeah, YouTube's bitches with me, huh, La Liz? She didn't like it. Hey, you get your OG Shadow notifications, though, right? Does Ovidio... What? I missed that one. Let me see, what did he say? Does Ovidio have more influence than Jesus Alfredo in the Chapitos? You know what? He's just known as the quiet one, the relaxed one out of the brothers. He's more calm. He's not a headstrong, or he's not as sporadic as his brother. Fuck, my back hurts. You're probably right, man. Back hurts just brought up something insanely crazy right now. Ramen noodles. Fuck. And some hot Cheetos. Hot Cheetos. What's Chapo's favorite right now, guys, is this, I bet you. Ramen noodles mixed with hot Cheetos and pork cracklings. Like, that dude's probably eating a mixture of ramen noodles, flaming hot Cheetos, pork cracklings, mayonnaise, and mustard. You know what I mean? That guy, you know, and some tuna. Yeah, he's having some spreads. Probably high blood pressure because of the ramen, the salt packet in the ramen. He probably eats that shit. He likes to drink soup out of it and he doesn't even know it's just pure salt. But yeah, man, he's probably having bad health, everything. He's got a strong right arm, though, I bet you right now. You know? Bet she's got a strong right arm right now. You know? Fuck, man. He went from having everything to having nothing, man. And I know that feeling. You know? But you know what, though? I don't even know how he has money or what. They probably only give him an allowance. The U.S. government probably tells him, oh, you can only spend 40, 50 bucks. That shit's brutal. Having all that money in the world and you can't buy shit. U.S. prisons suck. Me and Shadow used to talk about that, man. Shadow used to tell me, oh, you know, Mexican prison, this and that. And I was like, oh, man. I was like, you fucking lucky. You can get none of that shit in the U.S. Like, Shadow used to tell me about his family visits and all that shit. And I used to be like, God damn, never got that shit here. You know? That's why, like, when I got busted in Tijuana, I told the Mexican Marines, keep me here. Don't take me nowhere. Yeah, poor people in Zacatecas, man. You're right. Yep. El Lunar from El Tepito was up with him. You know, those guys, I'm going to tell you something, Fernando, so you know. And I know this personally because I've been there and I've worked there. You know, the guys from Mexico City and all that area, in my experience, and this is my opinion, they're real good at running their mouths and they're real good at talking shit and everything. But when it comes down to push counts and shove, those guys don't bust a motherfucking grape. You know, La Uñuña, Tepito, all that shit's gonna be gone like in 2 or 3 more years. Watch. All those rich fucking fruit peddlers and vendors and aguacate fucking sellers and all those dudes, watch. Watch. Johnny Hurtado, like the guy I was talking about last night, he's gonna stick his dick all up their ass. Watch. La Fresa and La Pez, watch. Those fucking brothers right there, they're plotting and scheming. I know for a fact. I talked to my people in Tijuana like 2 weeks ago, you know, and a couple of them were telling me, I go, hey, how is it back over there? Like, hey, you know, fucking the Hurtado brothers? I'm like, yeah. I go, those motherfuckers. They said, yeah. They said they're trying to take over Mexico City. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you know, all that satanic shit can kiss my ass, you know. Nah, no way, pro. If that old man dies, is this gonna cause um, a rupture in their ladder? Watch. Those motherfuckers are gonna go ape shit, pro, when that dude dies. You're gonna know when that dude dies, though, pro. You're gonna see even his enemies are gonna come out just so people can say they were involved with that old man. Watch. That old man owes a lot of people, dude. A lot of people. No, not a free for all. There's gonna be a lot of reclamando, like my grandma said. Like Biggie Small says, there's gonna be a lot of flower bringing and sour singing once the big alarm starts ringing. He goes, "What you think all the guns are for?" What's the first sign I would look for Don Mayo being dead? Um, the Mexican president announcing it. If Don Mayo would be dead and they had proof of it, I guarantee it with a hair on my ass, because I don't have hair on my ass, so you guys know. There's no hair on these butt cheeks. His butt cheeks are hair free. Um, the president would be on the line saying how he died. You know. Yes, sir. You know. Oh, hold on. Nah, nah. They're not gonna get Trump, man. Yeah, AMLO would tell it. Yeah, dude, Chapo is gonna die, dude. I feel bad, bro. I know. Look, dude, when I get busted, I turn into a chickmunk. I get all fat. All the menores have been trying. You know, a lot of people don't like them though. That's the problem. A lot of people don't like the menores, man. They don't like their style. That's all it is, man. These old men, bunch of cock blocking sons of bitches. They're old fucking rancheros, like my compadre said, all used to the old ways. Yeah. Don't forget my Cash App and my PayPal and everything's open, guys. Yeah, man. You know, a lot of those motherfuckers, I think they did what my dad's friend said they did. A lot of those motherfuckers turned into government informants, but they made good deals. You know, like Vicente Zambada. I heard the deal he made was that he got to go in protective custody, but he got to keep a lot of his ill ill illegitimate gains, which means a lot of money that he gained in the narco world, they let him keep. You know, he came clean with the U.S. government, told them, "Oh, I have $2 billion." They're like, "Okay, but I'll give you guys 1.9 billion if you let me keep so much money." You know, and he did that. That's right, EGA tricks. You know, yep, night fatty. That's right, fatty love, fatty love. Yep. Oh yeah, dude. His family fucking destroyed a bunch of people. You know what I mean? Well, check this out. My friend and my compadre told me, he goes, look, he said, Don Mayo had been upset at Chino Antrax years before he got out. And people forget that. If you remember, Chino Antrax's wife or his baby's mama, um, she's a Taurus Felix. And Don Mayo don't like those people. You know, everybody always remembers el M1, and they're like, oh, el M1, you know, el chingón, or el M14, you know, blah, 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 blah. Don Mayo didn't give a fuck about the Torres Felix brothers. He actually didn't like the El Ondeado because he didn't listen very well. After his son died, Tachio, he went ape shit. He started fucking fools up and doing all sorts of shit. There's a famous picture of him on his tractor burying all the motherfuckers he killed on his ranches. That's why there's a show called Margarito Music. And Margarito Music is kind of like a detailed connection of music and songs in real life. And he does a video on a ranch that belonged to um, Manuel Torres Felix Acosta, and One of the videos that he has on the background that he never put on YouTube, it says he's talking in the back and you can hear him when he goes, no, aquí está cabrón, dijo, asustan bien culero, dijo, por eso nadie aquí hace revistas. What he's saying is that that ranch is empty because they scare people there. That's why nobody likes to do interviews there. You know what I mean? And probably because some foul shit happened there. You know? That's right. Yeah, he did, man. Yeah, he did. He had some badass daggers. Yeah, drop that shit, EGA tricks. I just gave a fucking gem right there. That the weed I got right now is really good. That's why you guys got lucky. I dropped a gem for you guys. That's a gem. Like my boy Wes Watson would send, pick up my gem, man. Pick it up. That was a good gem. It was a good gem. Fantasma always kicks in, guys. What's up with that? Fantasma or Chacaron. Chacaron always kicks in. Fantasma, Amber does. EGA Tricks does his part. Come on, guys. I ain't OG shit stains. I don't got Versace fucking shirts. Look. Look, dog. You know what those are? Some shot out Adidas. Look how shot out my Adidas are, dog. All right, talk about shot out Adidas. Look it.